Today I'm going to talk about the Nike Element React 87 after 1 year.
You make me nervous. I think I might be hooked on you. All of the things you said to me, it seems like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with you tonight. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. You make me anxious.
The Nike Element React 87 has been my favorite casual shoe over the last year, pretty much ever since I received it last October. Now, in terms of disclosures, I did receive this pair of shoes for free from Nike. However, they're not paying me to wear the shoe or to make this video, and they're not going to get a chance to preview any of my footage or thoughts before you guys get a chance to see it on YouTube. But now with the disclosures out of the way, I want to talk about the Element React 87 after 1 year. Now, normally I know how to kind of gauge the age of a shoe by miles. We typically review running shoes on this channel, and so usually at 100 miles and at about 270 to 300 miles, those are kind of the main waypoints where I talk about how a shoe is holding up over time. But with casual shoes, it's a little bit different. Everyone walks a little bit different. Everyone's daily amount of walking is different, and even the way that I use this shoe changed like from month to month. But I felt like it's been now 1 year since I originally got the shoe and did my original kind of video about it when I was out in Puerto Rico with my wife after the Chicago Marathon last year. To talk about how I've been wearing this shoe, I've been using it as a casual shoe that I wear pretty much any time I don't want to be wearing my running shoes. I've been using it for running errands, just everything getting around Chicago to and from work. A lot of the times though, I'm run commuting, especially in the winter time. And so I wasn't wearing it pretty much through the winter because in the mornings I would either wear like winter boots if things were really nasty out, or if I was going to be run commuting home, I'd wear those shoes. I'd walk and commute to work in the shoes that I'd later be running home in. So during the winter, I did take a substantial kind of break from the shoe. And then around Air Max Day earlier this year, I was wearing the Air Max 720s for a little bit. And so then the Element React 87 took a little bit of a backseat again. But then right around the summertime, when I realized that the Air Max 720 was not my favorite casual shoe, I came back to the Element 87, and I'm really glad I did. This is a shoe that even as a runner I've been enjoying because it kind of has a little bit more of a running shoe feel. So if you're used to wearing your running shoes casually, this is going to be really familiar, but it's also extremely comfortable because it's just got a bunch of React foam inside, and that makes for a very comfortable shoe. A lot of times what I would wear this shoe as was my pre and post race shoe. So before and after a marathon especially, I usually like to wear flip-flops just to give my feet a break from being in shoes after running a marathon length distance race. But if it's too cold for that, then this is the shoe that I would bring with me. They have a bunch of rubber grip on the bottom that I never thought would wear out. And so when I noticed that they were wearing pretty much flat and almost to the even level of the React foam that's in here, that's when I thought I'd do a follow-up, since it also had been about a year that I've been wearing the shoe. And so in terms of holding up, the rubber is quite worn down. I don't really notice that much of a difference in terms of grip or traction. Then again, I'm just walking around in the shoe, so it's not like I'm running in it or exercising in the shoe. But the shoe still feels very sure-footed, feels very comfortable. Some of the React foam is starting to get worn down a little bit as well, because now I'm pretty much walking directly on the React foam, at least in the forefoot. So that's starting to look a little bit gross, but in terms of the overall feel of it, the shoe is just as comfortable as ever. On the upper of the shoe, we've got this kind of see-through material here that reminds me a lot of Vaporweave, although this came out a lot before Vaporweave was ever released in the Vaporfly Next. And so I don't think it's the same material, but I think a lot of the concepts are the same. I think the intent of it was to have a lightweight and thin material that's somewhat translucent. That's something that my wife didn't actually realize until about a month ago, because normally I just wear black socks in it. Every once in a while, I'd get some other color socks, something yellow or something navy, just to change up the look and the feel of your foot when it's in this shoe, which is another thing that I really appreciate about this like semi see-through material. It does have kind of the split tongue up at the top, which also reminds me a lot of the Nike running shoes that have come out in the last year and 2 years. So it kind of has that running shoe athletic look for this casual shoe, which I think also makes it a good choice for people who are spending a lot of their time in running shoes. The cork insole definitely compressed quite a bit, and it has changed shape. When it started out, it was super thin and really not all that comfortable to begin with. So it's kind of like a non-factor. It's very slippery and smooth at this point. Not that that affects the wearability of it at all. Just something that I thought I'd show you guys since it has been a year that I've been wearing the shoe. Overall, I've been really happy and enjoying this shoe, and there's nothing about it in terms of the feel that makes me feel like I need to get rid of this shoe. I probably will be retiring it soon though, because the rubber is getting worn down in the midfoot, and I've had it for a while. So casual shoes, I feel like you don't wear them. Well, I mean, some people I'm sure wear them until they get worn out. These are getting, I guess, close to worn out, at least in terms of the way it looks like in the rubber tread on the outsole and on the forefoot. But I'll probably look to pick up something new. Nike is continuing with an Element React 87, releasing new versions, new colors of the shoe. So it's a design that I think, even though it's a year old, isn't quite stale. It's still being refreshed now with new versions. And I've been really enjoying mine. It's getting a little bit cold, and I don't think it's the greatest shoe to wear in cold weather. So in Chicago, I probably won't be wearing it for that much longer once we get into some of the winter months. But it is a shoe that, even though it's getting a little bit worn out in the forefoot, that I'll probably keep around for those casual days where I just need to get outside, go for a walk, take the kids to school, take the dog for a walk, go get groceries, that kind of thing. We don't have a car, so anywhere we get to in Chicago, it's either by public transportation or we walk. So I do spend quite a bit of time in my casual shoes, and I've been really enjoying this one. That's all I have to say about the Element React 87. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or other things that you want to talk about. Before I go, I do want to remind you guys there's a charity runner for this week. This week it's Will Fernandez, and he's running the New York City Marathon, I think next weekend, and raising money for Team Meb. It's an organization that provides opportunities for children to play and learn positive life skills through sport. I was very happy to donate $70 to Will's fundraising efforts, and I'll post a link in the description in case you'd like to learn more. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yo, what's going on?